Good morning, folks. Welcome to the channel and day 5 of Tacoma to Tundra. We are up bright and early, 5 a.m. because we have a ton of kilometers to do today, about 1,300. We are starting here in Smithers, British Columbia. We are ending in Whitehorse, Yukon. It's going to be a serious iron butt day, so make sure you stay tuned to see how it goes. And now, folks, here we are in the truck. We are well down the road from Smithers. We've already put on about 700 kilometers today, and we've got about 500 more to go. So far so good, smooth sailing. Knock on all the wood around that it stays nice and clear for us. We had a bit of rain this morning, and then it got a little cold, 2-3 degrees Celsius, so we were a little worried about freezing conditions. But it's weird with the temperature here. It's all related to the altitude, really. And that's not weird, it's normal. The higher you go up, the colder it gets. Right now it's 7 degrees Celsius. It keeps on warming up for us. So yeah, we are coming up to the Yukon border. We got some cool stuff to show you there, but I think maybe the more important thing you guys probably noticed, the trailer is now here on the TRD Pro. So we spent 2 full days towing that little trailer with the TRD off-road. Today's our first day with it on the Pro. So I'll defer to you now, Dad. Why don't you tell the people the differences that you have been feeling between the two trucks while towing?
Let's start off by saying that if you want to pick which vehicle tows better, it's the off-road. And that's for 2 complete reasons, different reasons. The one being is that the wheelbase on that is a little bit longer, and secondly, the suspension is stiffer. This one communicates stuff right from the back bumper. I keep feeling every little pothole and divot coming from the back all the way up through the frame. And it's softer into the turns, so you get a bit of this kind of like wobbly motion through the corners, and again, we are not going slow. So I prefer towing the trailer with the off-road.
Yeah, no, I think that's safe to say, and it's funny because it's like an opposite effect. The trailer on that truck with the stiffer suspension smooths it out. The trailer on this truck with the super soft suspension actually makes it a little rougher, and like you said, it kind of chatters a little bit. So yeah, no doubt about it, and I think this is obvious, so we are confirming what you probably already knew. The TRD Pro is not going to be the truck you go for if towing is your #1 priority. So this is also our longest day in the vehicle so far, and we've had lots of time now to play around with the new infotainment system here. This is brand new this year for Tundra. There's a lot of good things about it. There's a few annoying things about it, and I think the #1 big annoyance is that you have to be subscribed to get access to a number of the features here, including the navigation and the intelligent Toyota Assistant. If you don't pay for the subscription, you don't get that stuff. Now, I believe 1 year is included with purchase of the truck, so of course they give you a little bit for free, but then you have to pay. Now, the workaround there is Android Auto, and it's wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. That's been nice. We've been using the Android Auto. You know, Dad punches it in on his phone. It shows right up on the screen. I will say that that's a really convenient system. It's worked well for us, but this whole subscription-based thing, yeah, I don't know. It's a funny feeling. Like, I bought the vehicle, I paid all the money for this computer. I don't really want to have to pay monthly now, and sadly, I think that's going to become a lot more normal around the industry. In fact, it already is. A few other things worth pointing out. One thing I do, it was annoying to me at first, but now I've kind of grown to like it, is the way this is all organized. A lot of vehicles, when you come onto the radio, you're going to get a tune button or a tune knob right away. The Toyota here organizes everything for you by genre first, so you can choose music, and then what kind of music? Well, I want rock music, and then you can go ahead and pick your station from there. Of course, we are getting so far north, we barely have the satellite signal right now. It's very patchy. Now, I mentioned we do have the Toyota Assistant in this truck, so you can say, "Hey Toyota, hey Toyota, tune to Sirius XM channel 90.
Tuning to SiriusXM channel 90.
And it'll do it for you right away, which is nice. Now again, if this was the intelligent assistant and we had the subscription and we had satellite service and some internet, you can ask that thing to take you to a restaurant, you can ask it to call the restaurant, you can do all kinds of things with the intelligent assistant, which is pretty cool. One other thing I should point out, they added a microphone over here on the passenger side. So unlike a lot of vehicles where there's just one center mic, I actually have a mic above me and Dad has a mic right above him, which means that if I'm on a phone call, we'll be able to, you know, be heard clearly, which is nice too. So, I don't know, I guess my overall takeaway, there's a few annoying things. The subscription thing I don't like, but besides that, it's a nice infotainment system, and I do love the way it looks. I love the screen. I think it's so clean looking, sharp looking. Those are my big thoughts. What else? What have you been feeling? You got thoughts?
Well, the main thing that I'm noticing, of course, is that we've been used to our phones pairing with whatever system there is in the vehicle so that we can have hands-free phone calls. It's the law, it's safe. But what Toyota's doing, and frankly what the industry is doing, is they're going to that next level now where they're saying, look, the phone already has, for instance, a nav system in it. It has Google Maps. So why should we duplicate a nav system? We'll just use the one off your phone. So when I pair my phone over here in the Toyota, I'm actually looking at the maps from my phone. And then the next thing that Toyota wants to do is it says, well, listen, give me access to your emails. And if an email comes in, I'll let you know about it. Same with texts. So the phone is now actually becoming part of your vehicle. In one way, very smart. In another way, it's scary because you gotta have a phone
sure.
for anything to work.
Yeah, and data, and that's the big thing, right? And especially in the United States, actually, it's less of a big deal because for you guys, unlimited data plans are so normal and affordable. In Canada, data is still expensive, so for us, it's kind of a big deal when you have to run data off your phone all day long. So yeah, you know, I guess we have more options than ever, but doesn't matter what option you choose, you're going to be paying monthly for it, and that's just the way things are going. Well, that's the
thing, but you say option, and that's where I kind of stop and go, well, wait a minute. When I'm forced to do something, that's no option at all.
Fair. Well, folks, we're on to our third fuel stop of the day, and we're in an area where basically you see fuel, you get fuel, because you don't take those chances. And you know what? Look, sunshine! That's something we've rarely seen in our, 5 days out here so far. And what a pleasure for it to finally be sunny. Feels warm out here too. Dang, nice. Now let's just talk about the landscape a little bit because it's just changing so much. When we came through the Rockies there on day 2, of course it was just spectacular. And then you come down into the flat and we were really in what I would call big rolling hills, and then we had kind of the cow country we went through. And now as we get further north into BC and further towards the Yukon border, the mountains are definitely coming back, but they seem to be more spread out, This is these wide, expansive mountains, whereas when you're in the Rockies, there's no way to avoid it. That's sort of my feeling kind of being up here. And then the other thing I'm noticing is just that the forest is changing. The majority of the deciduous trees are disappearing, and it's basically all pine trees, and they seem to be getting a little shorter and a little skinnier the further north we get. And of course, eventually we're going to get past the tree line where there are no trees. So yeah, it's been just super cool to watch the terrain and the landscape change.
Well, and then the loss of people. There's nobody up here.
True.
I mean, this is actually one of the coolest things about driving out here is you'll go for an hour and not see another car.
Yeah.
If you do see somebody, it's a truck, and it's usually guys working timber or oil and gas. And there's just nobody else out here.
Yeah, such a nice change considering it was only 3 days ago we were stuck in downtown Vancouver.
Oh, crazy
stressing
traffic.
Out in traffic. Yeah.
Having people cut us off with the trailer, getting a finger.
I'd much rather be out here watching for the moose and the caribou than the other drivers.
We are watching for a lot of wildlife. We've seen a little bit of everything, but the guys yesterday in Smithers are telling us that we will see a grizzly. They're absolutely for sure that they're so plentiful, and so we're watching for that.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna wrestle them. We're in another type of landscape now, burned out forests. Forest fires really raged here in northern BC. I think just last year, maybe it's been 2 years now. I mean, it's a normal occurrence up here, but these ones were recent and they were big. And I mean, you guys can see the shots. We're just driving through these miles and miles of forest that are just, you know, blackened sticks. Really, it's kind of an eerie landscape, isn't it, compared to everything else that's so alive, and it just looks so dead. It's yeah, it's very strange. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the Yukon. Officially, there is the sign, and I can show you here on the map. We started down there in Smithers today, and up we came, whoop, 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 and we are now right there, almost at the turnoff. We're gonna go drop into Watson Lake, and then we gotta head all the way west and end up right there in Whitehorse. So we're well over halfway, but we still got 500 kilometers to go. Time to hammer down.
You heard everybody's thoughts over there in the Pro. Well, we're back here in the off-road, and we're actually kind of getting to the end of our journey today. We've got about an hour and change left in Whitehorse.
Of our 14-hour day.
Of our very, very long day. And, well, a couple of differences that we've noticed. We've all kind of ridden in both trucks here.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about the audio system. And one of the biggest things that we noticed about it is it's the same system.
Yeah, identical. Just the smaller screen.
All the functions are the same. They operate the same. It's just the smaller screen versus the larger screen that you saw just a minute ago.
And actually, even further to that, Matthew, if you put your profile in here and then sync it with your phone, if you get into any Toyota product with this infotainment system, it will pick up all of your presets already. So it knows that you like these radio stations and this temperature and yada, yada, yada. So that's another pretty smart thing. If you own multiple Toyotas, you hop in and it recognizes you and what you like right away. That's cool.
And well, Eric, you've been the champion today in this truck. I think we're coming up on, I think you've now done about 8 hours today. Eight of the whole trip. So how are you feeling without the trailer on? What are you feeling driving this thing?
The funny part is this is the one with the twin turbo. The other one is the hybrid. And I feel it's supposed to be less powerful, and what I liked about it, I had ample passing power.
Yeah.
I was very comfortable with the vehicle.
I do wish that in this model, these seats had some height adjustability.
Yeah.
They are just flat. I can go forward and back, but that's all I've got. And obviously tilting the seat versus the Pro with the fully electric adjustable seats. I do wish I had those here.
Folks, here we are. Welcome to Whitehorse in the Yukon. We just got done with what is probably going to be our longest day on this road trip, almost 1,300 kilometers. But we made it here with sunlight to spare, and trust me, there's lots of sunlight here in the Yukon, and we're excited to keep on going on our trip and keep on bringing you guys this beautiful scenery and of course these Tundras. So now please go below, let me know what you think of the trucks, what you thought of the shots today, what you want to see in the future videos, and then keep coming right back here to the channel to see if we actually make it to the Arctic or not.